Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Some of the most meaningful jewelry you own isn't new. It's inherited. A ring from a grandmother, a necklace full of memories, but no longer your style. Duke's Jewelers reimagines family heirlooms into custom pieces you'll actually wear and love. Working one-on-one, Duke's designers honor the original story while creating something fresh and modern. Don't let meaningful jewelry sit unused. Let it live on beautifully. Visit Duke's Jewelers in Springville or online at dukesjewelers.com, where old stories become new treasures.
Okay, thanks for joining us on the final hour of DJ and PK. DJ is off today. I think he'll be back tomorrow. And we are awaiting the signal to go live to Logan, Utah. Our guy, Mr. Jacobson, is the new basketball coach at Utah State. Ben Jacobson, coming over from Northern Iowa, did a press conference there, and that was cool that he did that. A little press conference on the way out, and now he's going to be introduced, so I am waiting for Yak to tell us about the opportunity to go live to Logan and hear him speak. They'll have a little introduction and all that stuff. I think that on paper it looks like a good hire. I mean, that's really all you got. Doesn't look like it's a bad hire. I mean, it remains to be seen. You had a good thing going with Calhoun. I think he had a potential for a great thing, actually. I think he would have built some steam. He would have built some momentum. And they already got a fair amount of momentum, but I think he would have built it even more. And maybe you could say the same thing about the other guys who left, starting with Smith before he went to Utah, and then with Sprinkle for a year and for Odom for a couple years. But that didn't come to pass. But for whatever the reason is, I feel like Calhoun, of those other guys, would have built the most momentum. But in talking to Scotty, who does the radio for the Aggies, I mean, he felt that it was going to be Cincinnati. So now it's Jacobson. And we're awaiting the opportunity to hear from him. Are we going to him now? No, we're not. We're still waiting for him. So what can he build? I don't know what he can build. I think he can do a good job because I think the job is good. And I think you've got to go out of your way to be poor not to get the job done. That doesn't mean it's easy. I'm not saying that. Doesn't mean anybody could do it. But he's not anybody. He's been a head coach for a couple of decades. He's been in the industry for longer than that, obviously. And so with that in mind, he'll understand the parameters. And you've got to know basketball. You cannot be a head coach for this long and not know the sport. I'm not so concerned about that. It's even coaches who fail, so to speak, or get fired, they know basketball. Craig Smith didn't know basketball. Did he forget basketball from when he went to Utah State to Utah? Of course not. No, not at all. That's not the case. He knew basketball. He knows basketball. He'll always know basketball. But some situations are better than others. Alex Jensen is experiencing that right now, right? We had Jeff Johnson on last week. He's talking about they got to get a crowd support. Kids want to go where there's a buzz. And unfortunately for Utah, they don't have a lot of buzz right now. So Jeff, former player, played for Majerus, played in NCAA tournaments, played when, most importantly, the Huntsman Center was rocking. I was the beat writer at that time for the Watchdog, yeah. And every game was fun to go to. It was a big deal. You knew. In those days, they mostly went Thursday, Saturday. There was a flow. You had teams coming in. And I think the scheduling is all screwed up, too. It doesn't have the flow that it used to have. You knew that it was going to be El Paso and New Mexico. New Mexico would play at BYU on a Thursday. Then they'd play here. El Paso would play here in Salt Lake on a Thursday, go down, play on a Friday or a Saturday. You had that flow, and it's like you built up. It's like in terms of college football, how you build up to game day mostly on Saturdays, right? Same type of information. I think they've taken a hit. So let's go to the athletic director, Cameron Walker, for Utah State.
First off, thank you, President. I truly appreciate you being part of this process and making time to do so. When we move at hectic schedules, and I think I was talking to you at like 11 o'clock at night and being like, "Can you be here?" And you're like, "I could be there at 8," and I'm like, "Let's do it." So I appreciate that, and your continued leadership and support is incredibly beneficial and helpful to us as an athletic department. Good morning. Is everybody good? It's great to see everybody here. I appreciate you making time. This is an important moment for us as a campus, certainly as an athletic department, but also as a community. And so I really appreciate you, Aggie Nation, our fans, our donors. I'm sure we've got some herd members. That's the quietest I've ever heard the herd ever. The quietest ever. But most importantly, I'm excited to see this group on the second row. I hope you all know I took this responsibility extremely serious because you guys matter. And I just want you to know that you guys were on top of mind of me and our entire committee the entire time. So we don't take this lightly, and I think we found the right leader for you. I want to say a special thank you to Don Jacobson and the Jacobson family for committing to a shared vision. Moving is never fun, but you'll love Cache Valley, and we're excited to have you here. That was one of the joys of the process, was not just meeting Coach, but meeting Ben and Don. They're tremendous people and an amazing couple, and really excited to get them here, and really excited to meet Hunter and Tanner. So when I stood here in September, I talked about building something sustainable and rooted in Cache Valley's culture. We're taking Utah State athletics to new heights with a focus on long-term success. And today is an important step in that process, an essential one as we enter an exciting new chapter in the Pac-12. This is a proud program with rich history. Basketball at Utah State matters. It matters in this community, it matters in this state, and it matters across the country. When something matters at this level, you have to invest. You invest time, you listen, you evaluate, and you make sure you get it right. When we began this process, we heard from our championship team and the leadership committee that they recommended, that provided an important voice to what mattered to them and what has made us successful. We then embarked on a journey to conduct a national search, which we spoke to coaches, administrators, former players, and people across the game who understand what winning looks like, and more importantly, who understand what sustained winning looks like. At every step of that process, one name consistently rose to the top: Ben Jacobson, a proven winner. More than that, a program builder, a developer of people. He's a coach whose teams reflect discipline, toughness, and accountability. What stood out to us wasn't just what he accomplished, which is extensive. It was also how he's gone about accomplishing it. His teams play connected. They play unselfish. They compete at a high level, and they do it year after year. When we talked about the identity of Utah State basketball with our leadership team, those qualities kept coming back. They're a family that plays tough, relentless, and smart basketball with players and coaches that sacrifice self-interest for what's best for the team. These guys on that second row embody that. At Utah State, we're committed to building a program that develops young men on and off the court. We'll continue to build champions on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. But make no doubt about it, we will chase championships and we will chase NCAA tournament wins. Coach has a track record in player development, in building strong locker rooms, and leading with integrity, which aligns directly with who we are and, importantly, where we are going. I understand the expectations here at Utah State. They are high, and they should be. Coach Jacobson also understands those expectations. When I called Coach Stumorrell this week, he made it very clear what those expectations were and gave me very sound advice, but also stressed how important Aggie basketball is to all of us. The expectations are high, but it's not just to meet those expectations in any one single year. It's to build a program that sustains those and meets them consistently year after year. Coach Jacobson is the right leader to do exactly that. One of the things that makes Utah State so special is this campus and this community. Coach understands that this program is bigger than basketball. It's about connection, pride, and representing the university the right way. I know him and his family are extremely excited to be a part of Logan, to be a part of Aggie Nation, and to get to know the herd. I've never heard them this quiet, but I promise they're loud, Coach. And the rest of our students. Our student athletes, our staff, our leadership are aligned. It's been great to have the alignment of our board, our president, in support of athletics as we've grown these last few months. And as we take this next step forward, that will be critical for us. Incredibly beneficial to have my conversations with Coach. And what stood out most during those conversations was his belief in what wins and his belief in people and his belief in doing things the right way. He is uncompromising. He's uncompromising in life, and I think he's uncompromising on the court. Though today is not just about a new head coach. It's about the next chapter of Utah State basketball. And that next chapter will be built on the same things that have always made this program strong. It's my pleasure to introduce the 23rd head coach of Utah State men's basketball, Coach Ben Jacobson.
Thank you. Wow. Yeah, this is special. And Cam mentioned it a couple times, and I'll get to it in my remarks. But it's special because of you guys sitting right there in row 2. Okay? This is why we do it. Okay, this is why I do it for you guys that are sitting right there. I appreciate you being here this morning, but just understand this is about you guys. Okay. I'm going to start with some thank yous, if that's okay. President Mortensen and Camille, thank you. Thank you for taking time the half hour to come down and see me. That meant a lot to me, right? And in the process and in making this decision that you would take time to do that. So thank you. Cam and your staff, Ike, Emily, and Carter, you guys have been great. You can feel the energy and the camaraderie and wanted to make sure I was able to be a part of that. And I think that most of you understand this, and I'm getting to Cam. This guy's got a plan, doesn't he? And he's not afraid to share it. He's not afraid to talk about his vision and all of the places that we can go. And I appreciate that about you, Cam. And I can't wait to start knocking those off, okay? Really appreciate your trust in me. Our football coach and Holly came down to dinner the other night. That meant a lot to Don and I to get a chance to do that. Look forward to building that relationship. Thanks, Coach, for being there. My wife, Dawn, is here this morning, and we've got 2 boys. Hunter's 22 years old. Tanner's 20 years old. Hunter was on our team for 4 years and just finishing up his career. He's going to student teach and then be a GA. And I tried to get him out here, but he's pretty tied to that Cedar Falls community. And then Tanner's over at the University of Nebraska, going to business school over there. And their support, some of the conversations that we had over the last 5 or 6 days have just been tremendous. Obviously, their support means a lot to me. But really proud of those two guys, and so grateful and thankful, Don, for what we're doing. Yep, thanks. My mom and dad, I've got 3 brothers and a sister. Mom and dad, they've been great. I'm gonna tell you, it's been like one of the wildest rides. I'm 55 years old, and 2 brothers are close to me, and one's about 10 years younger, and then our sister's the youngest. And growing up in our house, it's okay to dream big. And if you wanted something bad enough, you just got to work for it a little bit, and you can get it. And then just treat people good. Be good to people, right? And treat people well. So those things were with us the entire time, and they've stayed with me in my coaching. And then 2 guys that have meant the most to me in basketball is my head coach, Rich Glass, at the University of North Dakota, and Greg McDermott was my assistant coach at that time, and most recently, Coach Mack was at Creighton. And I think as basketball people, we all understand what's happened at Creighton and everything that they have done. And those 2 have meant a lot to me. They taught me that this isn't about offense and defense. This is about relationships, right? And building those and having them be in a place where you're able to accomplish special things. So I really appreciate about those 2 guys. And then the University of Northern Iowa, right? When as the president mentioned, being at a place for a long time. When you stay somewhere for a long time, that of course would indicate that it's a special place. They awfully good to Don and I and our family, but just a really special place. I want to thank them today. So why after 20 years, 25 years, what is it? What are we so excited about, and why am I standing here right now? It's I said it, but it's row 2, right? To be able to take on this challenge with you guys, and the way in which you've done it already. Okay, so we were the next game, right? After your game with Villanova, and we were standing right there when you guys came off that floor, and the excitement. And of course, after you win an NCAA tournament game, right, there's going to be a little bit of excitement. You're going to be bouncing around a little bit, but you could feel the camaraderie, right, and feel the excitement. And I wanted to be part of that. Cam laid out, and we know it, the tremendous success that we have had here. And you can look at the numbers, and you can read them, and you can see all of the different things, and wanting to be a part of that, very exciting as well. And what a place to do it, right? Our gymnasium, what a place to do it. I'm going to make sure I get it right, 117 and 21 over the last 9 seasons in our gymnasium. So what a place to be able to do it. And I know a lot of that has to do with the herd. I've watched a lot. I've been told a lot. So it's okay if you guys want to hoot and holler for just a second. Like, I would love to hear a little bit of the herd right now. And I'm excited about doing more, right? About the challenge ahead of us with the Pac-12, right? And challenging the herd to, not right now, but when we get back in there, being louder and doing more. And I'll challenge the guys when I get to that point. And one of those, and I said it we had a brief Zoom call. One of those things I talked about was, okay, that first weekend in the NCAA tournament, that's special, right? But there's a next weekend, right? And there's a next weekend after that. And what does that feel like, right? The excitement of that, with the new league and with our leadership and with this group. What does that next weekend look like and feel like, right? Fortunate to have been there as a head coach, right? And want to do that together. There's a ton of excitement in that. I get most excited about people, right? All of you in this room, everything you've done for Utah State, continue to do. Our president, Cam, the guys in the team, that's what I get most excited about. I just touched on it in terms of what I'm looking forward to. I've said this a lot. You're going to hear me say it again. I absolutely love coaching. I love coaching. The only thing I love more is being part of a team. I don't know a time for me when I have not been part of a team, right? And that responsibility that comes with it, counting on the guy or gal next to you, right? And knowing that you're being counted on, right? Man, I love doing this, right? And I'm as excited and ready as I've ever been. Probably the most ready that I have been in my head coaching career. But I love being a part of a team. There is nothing more special than being part of a team, and I look forward to doing that with everybody. Partnering with the community in the Cache Valley, supporting our other teams, being on campus, getting with everybody and being there for each other as head coaches. That's something I'm really looking forward to. And then the vision laid out by Cam, right? I don't know that that I make this move at this time if not for the vision that Cam had, right? The things that we are talking about doing, right? And then knowing, really important for me to know his plan, right? And that we can get that done. And obviously the Pac-12, fellas, let's go get it, huh? There's a lot of excitement. I'm really looking forward to what's ahead for us in the new Pac-12, okay, and what that means and what that challenge is going to be like, okay? Let's go get that thing. And I'll wrap it up with you guys, okay? And I mentioned this briefly again on that Zoom call. This is your program, okay? This is your program. The programs only thrive with leadership by the players, okay? Player-led programs. This is your program, right? I'm here to help you. This is your program. We're going to build relationships that extend far beyond hoops, right? Far beyond hoops. The things that you talked about, family, trust, real conversations, okay, that's coming, right, fellas? Far beyond hoops. Basketball, fast and physical, right? We're going to play, and this is the part, right? Everybody stands up here and says we're going to play 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? As a head coach, fast and physical. Right? We've been doing it for a long time, right? Defensively, we're going to get in your way and we're going to fight you. Right? The individual battles, defensive rebounding. We've been in the top 20 in the country. Defensive rebounding percentage for most of the last 10 years. That piece of it's really important to us. It's really important to me. So we're going to fight you on that end. Right? But when we secure that rebound, man, it's all about the energy of the basketball, right? And we got to go, right? And we've got to get that basketball moving, and we've got to get into the front court, and we've got to play. And I really look forward to that part with you guys. I can't wait to get to this afternoon. I've had this suit on 3 times in the last 6 days, okay? In this same tie, and I'm glad it worked, right? We're here together, right? But I haven't had it on that many times in the last 6 years. So, I cannot wait to get to this afternoon. And the reason being that we get together. Okay, guys? We get together and sit down and start going on this thing. And I cannot wait to get to this afternoon. And, our everything that I've learned, fellas, our student body, right? The herd, our president, Cam. I'm going to tell you something. When people show this level of trust in me, right? When they show this level of belief in us as a team, right? We got a job to do, right? So for our fans, our student body, the herd, our community, they've earned it. Everyone in this room has poured a lot into this, right? They've earned it, right? And next weekend, right? What's that look like? The next weekend, what's that one look like? Then there's one more, right? We're going to knock that door down, fellas, right? We're going to knock that door down, right? Everybody in here has done a lot for us, and we're going to make sure that we pay that back. Guys, we got one goal, right? Each year when we get started, we have one goal, and that's to have as much fun as we possibly can together. That's the one goal that we have. And I've got one expectation for you, okay? That you give everything you've got for the person next to you. Right? And not just on the team, but with the staff, in the program, in the room, that we give everything we've got for the person next to us. That's the only goal we've got. It's the only expectation I've got for you. The other things take care of themselves, okay? Whether it's in the Pac-12, home or away, right? We talk about the tournament, the next weekend and the next. Those things take care of themselves. We're going to have as much fun as we possibly can together, right? And we're going to give everything we got to the person next to us. And as we go through that, and I'll leave you with this, okay? This is the best time, right? It was a little bit ago for me, okay? But I remember it. It is the best time for you as young people to have teammates and have this kind of support, right? The very best time. But when it's done, hey, whether it's 1 year or 2 or 3, when it is done, man, you got 40 years, okay? We need to set you up, right? Do everything we can to set you up. For the year after, yes. But the 40 years, okay? Right? That's what I'm here for, right? I'm going to leave it there, right? The sooner I do, the sooner I get to these guys, the sooner I can get out of this suit and tie. I'm going to leave it there. It is great of you to be here today, right? And I cannot tell you how excited I am and proud I am to be part of Aggie Nation, right? And look forward to this journey we're about to get on, okay? Thanks again, fellas, for being here this morning. Look forward to seeing you this afternoon, okay? Go Aggies.
Go Aggies. That is Ben Jacobson at his introductory press conference at Utah State, saying the type of stuff that you would think a new coach would say, and then we'll get to see it here next season, what he develops. And everything really is so quick and fast-forwarded because the transfer portal opens up next week. And we'll see what they do there as far as that goes. Okay, before we go to break, as part of the break, we're going to talk about this golf league that's got me intrigued. It's called the Rev Golf, and it's a Rev Golf Tour. And joining me now is a guy who goes by Chunky. You can see him on social media, Chunky Golfer. And he's going to tell us about exactly what is the Rev Tour and how you could be a part of it if you're a golfer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure being with you guys today. So the Rev Tour is simply put a competitive golf league for golfers of all skills and ability. It's a local golf league that gets away from traditional golf leagues. You have a week to play at the certain course for that week, and then have a chance to compete against the other golfers at your flighted skill level. So everybody's welcome with the chance to compete for regional events. This year, our region's going to Vegas, and then the chance to go on to Pebble Beach.
Sweet. If you're that good, man, you have this opportunity. The way this works, you sign up at the revgolf.com. Is that it?
Revgolf.com, yep.
Revgolf.com, right? And you get all the information there. And the premise is you have a week to play the various courses. This is not a simulator. You play actual courses, and then you go out and you play. It changes from week to week. You got a week to play, and then you post your scores, and you see how you do.
Absolutely. It's pretty simple where, you rather than playing the same course every week like you do in a traditional course, this gets you out. This lets you see the diversity that we have here in Utah. Across the state, we have leagues, southern Utah, northern Utah. So go ahead and check it out. If you do go to the Golf Rev Tour website, you'll have a code that you can put in that's Rev 1280, which will give you a discount at a pretty good price.
Rev 1280, REV 1280 is the code, and the website again is?
GolfRevTour.com.
Simple to remember. All right, Chunky, we'll speak to you one more time. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Just a bunch of guys sitting around and talking sports. This is Scotty G and Friends.
Athletic Director of Utah State University, Cameron Walker. Not only are you looking to hire a new head coach, but you also become the de facto recruiter to keep your own student athletes in place. How do you manage that as an athletic director?
Obviously, my job here is to keep as many as I can and have the best team. But if it's best for someone to go, then they should go. But I ask them, hang tight, don't do anything in the next 48 hours. Don't decide to stay or go. Collect your thoughts. Let us get a hire in and then make your decision. You'll have time. It'll be okay. But then when that time comes, make the best decision for you and your family. I think that's important. I think as much as I'd love to say, hey, you player X, stay, because that's best for me. If that's not best for them, I'm being selfish, and that's not what Utah State's about.
Catch Scotty G and Friends weekdays from noon to 3 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Slacker Radio headlines are brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary. Call them at 801-210-6800 or visit their website at trajanwealth.com. Okay, man, basketball is that time of year. feverishly basketball. College basketball, you just heard from our guy, Ben Jacobson. He will be the new basketball coach at Utah State University. What do you think of Ben? You think what he just said got you fired up? They're going to play tough. They're going to play fast, hard-nosed, physical. They're going to attend class. They're going to be good students. They're going to be great in the community. We're going to love one another. We're going to be a family, and we invite you to be a part of it. Did I miss anything, Yuck?
You missed Go Aggies.
Go Aggies. Of course, Go Aggies. Yes, Go Aggies. Well, the job, it's funny because the job gets better and better as each coach has success. But because each coach has had success, the job gets better and better going into the Pac-12. But it also gets tougher and tougher because the standards now have been established. This guy, Jacobson from Northern Iowa, you could argue that he's the most qualified coach to get the last 4 that they've had. Has the most qualifications. He's the oldest, been doing it the longest compared to the others. And these other guys from Smith all the way to Calhoun have set the standard, and now you've got to meet the standard, right? If this guy comes in next year and they finish 8th in the Pac-12, oh my gosh.
Oh, it'll be a disappointment, no doubt.
Yes, right. It's not like the Mountain West was a chopped liver basketball conference, because it wasn't. Pretty good, I think. And I think you can say that it's going to be better next season with Gonzaga coming down to be a part of it.
Well, and San Diego State being in the
San Diego
mix.
State, yeah. So San Diego State's been good for 20 years, it seems.
Yeah. So,
even if they don't make the tournament, they're still good.
Correct. So the level of play that's going to be expected is going to go up.
Right. I think it is.
But to your point, Jacobson's got the credentials that none of the other guys really had.
Right. Yeah. NCAA tournament stuff. And won in the NCAA tournament. So now you've got to go and you've got to meet it. Now, the situation is the best that it's been, I think, in terms of finances and so forth to support the program.
He's been to a place that Utah State's never been, and that's the Sweet 16.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And now I'm hoping the guy has success for sure. Have Utah State win in football and basketball just makes the show better. More talking points are good and positive talking points. People don't want to listen when their teams suck. That's for sure. That's a fact. We know that. So I want the team to win. But at the same time, the standard has never been higher, I could argue. And I think it's an easy argument. I don't even have to argue it. I could just state it. And only fools would argue against that. So curious to see what he can do. And you got a new athletic director, so his rep is on the line. That's how they're judged, by their hires, among other things. But hires are a big deal, how your teams do. Yeah. I think that if Mark Harlan, he's taking some heat at Utah because the basketball program hasn't been that good. If he had hired Kyle Whittingham and then they do really well, he would have been able to take credit for that. Now, he's done some good stuff. They've improved their facilities, no doubt about it. The South End Zone, the Garf thing is really nice, blah, blah, blah. They got the baseball field, and now they're starting to think about, I think there are bids on the Huntsman Center, whatever they do there, or if they decide to go against that and go a new arena. We'll see how that plays out. And obviously he hires Morgan Scalley. And so in a sense, his neck is on the line, but that's a high-pressure job. They get paid a lot of money. Nothing I'm saying here is batting an eyelash in Mark Harlan's life. He already knows all that. He's been through it. He understands the heat that's involved. He wouldn't have taken the job. If there was no heat, that means there's no expectation. And that's not what he wants. So we'll see how they do, and we'll see how Jacobson does. We saw how the Jazz did last night, losing to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The prodigal came back for his annual visit. The prodigal is Donovan Mitchell. Do you miss him? I miss his play. I think he's an electrifying player. He's a fun player to watch. He lays it out on the line, man. He and Mobley had 34 points. It was crazy, man. They shot like 20-some% from three and still won. And the Jazz shot over 50% and lost. The Jazz, being who they are, I don't think, is it Kennedy Chandler or Chandler Kennedy?
Kennedy Chandler.
I don't think he's going to be getting 40 minutes any other place but here right now this season.
Oh, no. Zero chance.
Right. And Mez, don't call me Luau Dang.
Bez Mbang.
Bez Luau, don't call me Dang. He got a ton of minutes. And these guys, I mean, it's kind of funny now. We know that the main players have been sitting. They've been resting for weeks. And we were talking about how a few weeks back, was it a month or so ago now, that maybe a little longer, that the Jazz got fined because they didn't play Markkanen and Jaren Jackson in the fourth quarter. And that's such a big deal. Who was that against Orlando and then Miami?
Yep.
And then now
In
they
a
don't
game
play
they won, by the
Filipowski.
way.
Yeah, they won one of those games. I think it was Miami. I think it was Miami, right? They lost to Orlando. And now they sit Filipowski and Sensabaugh in the fourth quarter, and it's nothing. Nobody says a thing. Where's the outrage? They're still doing it. And I think they're up in the ante. This is sweet. 6 more to go. The pain will be over in 2 weeks. Tomorrow's April 1st. And then we get on to the draft, the lottery, where they fall in the lottery. And then maybe, is it 1, is it 5, whatever it might be. And then we'll see about players that are available for them to draft. The process continues. It literally never ends. The job never ends. Austin Ainge's job it's literally never over. There may be a task or two that ends, but then you just move on to the next one, and it repeats itself. And away you go. Then they'll obsess about the draft, and then free agency, and then maybe who they can bring in and get ready to go next September. And at that point, they'll be able to win. Hopefully, that's the case, right? We look forward to that. So for now, they have got to lose. There's no other way around it. Speaking of Mark Harlan, he's going to be having not a permanent, but not as a fill-in role. How long those terms? Are they last 3, 5 years?
The terms are 3 years typically. Now, my only question for him is he's already served a term, and he also filled in for part of the season last year. Is he on 2-year? I don't know, but he is on a permanent basis for a current term as a member of the CFP selection committee.
Yeah, and then got some ex-coaches in there. You got Jeff Tedford and Gus Malzahn. Tedford's been on our side of the country with a couple of spots at Fresno and Cal, and he was the guy that basically discovered a guy named Aaron Rodgers.
Butte Community College.
If I remember the story, that he was going to scout somebody else up there in Northern California, and Rodgers was playing, and he goes to Cal and then goes crazy and is going to be in the Hall of Fame. So you never know, man. It's a success story, a little bit of rags to riches. I don't know what was going on in his high school career, but all he had was a junior college. That's why junior college, it's any sports they go away. I know in the Phoenix area they have several junior colleges, and they did away with junior college football. I don't like that. I don't like any sport being done away with. Give young men, young women an opportunity to compete. And Malzahn, of course, has been on the other side of the country, most recently at UCF, and he's going to be on the committee. And so he's had some success at multiple places, too. The Bees, the home opener is tonight, 6:35 at America First Square. How long has that ballpark been, 2 years or 1 year? Was last year the first year or was the year before? Either way, it is a phenomenal ballpark.
So last year was the first year.
Yeah, I went out last year to see that, and they're going to be building that up. That's, as I watch that area develop, gives me great comfort in knowing that when we get a Major League Baseball team over here on the west side, not too far from where we are right now, that place is going to be a big-time game changer. The Millers are going to do it up right. Because go look at America First Square, the ballpark there, and that's a big-time ballpark. And then you're going to have the Major League team coming in somewhere at the turn of the decade, maybe, hopefully. I saw a thing that the Deseret News did. 70% of the people are in favor. What's the other 30%, you idiots? What are you thinking? I want it to be 100%. Come on, man. Imagine that. MLB and the Dodgers coming in. The Dodgers lost last night. Dave Roberts is under fire. They're only they lost their first game.
He's under fire for losing one. How dare you, Dave?
No, I'm just kidding. They lost to the Guardians to move to 3-1 on the season. There you go. Okay, it is Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. We're doing that right now. Caller 12. We give away tickets now. Caller 12, 801-575-ZONE, 801-575-9663. You win a pair of tickets to watch the Jazz take on the Denver Nuggets. That's tomorrow at the Delta Center. Call right now. Caller 12, 801-575-ZONE. And it's Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. You can win a pair of tickets to see the Nuggets tomorrow night, and the Jazz at the Delta Center. All right, close up the shop here next. Get you ready for Jake and Ben. Stay with us. Get some feedback. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, I'm Josh Spiegel, host of the podcast Lunatic in the Newsroom. If you enjoy journalism that drifts into mild panic, wild overthinking, and a guaranteed nervous breakdown, Lunatic in the Newsroom is for you. It's news like you've never heard before. The only newsroom with a panic button. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and gasp in horror as the show spirals completely out of control. It's not just news, it's emotionally unstable. Lunatic in the Newsroom. Listen today.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Join Scotty G today from noon to 3. Tim Dolly Mazda at 10785 South Automore Drive in South Jordan. Tim Dolly Mazda. Okay, the prodigal. You know who the prodigal is, Jake Scott? Turn him on.
I heard you talking. Yeah,
Donovan, the prodigal returned last night.
Mitchell, yeah.
Do you miss the prodigal?
I heard you talk about it. He's fun to watch play. I don't miss everything.
I miss his ball playing.
Well,
he's a fun player, and the Jazz discovered him.
Yeah. I don't like how he played in the fourth quarter. I don't miss all of it. He kind of tried to get on my back, fellas. I'm going to take us home, and then he wasn't exactly good at that.
He wasn't hitting threes. Nobody was on Cleveland.
Well, last night, I mean, he was great. Do you know off the top of your head how many paint points Cleveland had last night?
Well, I think we said Hardy said something like 80.
82.
80, yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen 82 paint points.
They have no defense.
Yeah. That's how they're losing games. They didn't have a center on the roster last night.
And you know, it's so funny that an uproar, and we've been talking about it, that they sat a couple of guys a few weeks back in Florida in the fourth quarter, and now they're sitting Flipper and Sensabaugh. Where's the outrage?
Oh, the fine was out. The fine was what was outrageous. That they would pick the Jazz and the Pacers and fine them for doing. And then, I loved, I heard a national writer say, I, in my years of covering the NBA, have never seen a team do this. And I thought to myself, where have you been? What are you talking about? I could
sit him out for whole games.
I always bring this up, but I remember years ago, Memphis came through town and they were trying to lose, and they sat Marc Gasol the entire second half, and he was bent about it. That was like 10 years ago.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
And so that's why,
now bring it up.
The fine was so outrageous. And I think that's what I told Ben this when it leaked from the GM meetings that they're going to do something in the offseason. I said, there's the end of the fines. Because now when people do it, they're just going to point to that and say, hey, we're going to do something about it. We're going to do something about it. And their solutions are just garbage. I mean, it's really funny, the corner that the NBA has painted itself into.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what we're not talking about?
What?
Aspiration and all the more serious issues the NBA has.
Yeah, I get it. But what's funny is that I don't care about the tanking anymore.
Yeah.
The Jazz are done.
Yeah. Or it would appear that way anyway.
The league tank away. I don't care. I didn't even. I heard you guys when the thing broke last week, right? Oh yeah, it was like. Was it last Wednesday?
What broke?
The rules.
Oh, the rules. Yeah, it was last week. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm taking a shower, get myself ready for the day, and I'm thinking I don't care about these rules anymore. They don't matter to me. We're done talking about tanking. The league can tank. I don't care if Charlotte or whomever tanks or Washington tank away. Doesn't matter to me. In fact, it's an opportunity for the Jazz to get easy wins, so I'm for it. So the good thing is the tank is over. Once they made that trade, and then with the draft pick that they're going to get, we are done tanking. Yeah, that's good news. Now, before we close out the show, we're not done talking about golf and this new golf league that is just capturing my imagination, and it will capture yours. Chunky is in. That's his handle is Chunky Golfer. Chunky, tell us about this league one more time.
Absolutely. So it's an exciting time to be a golfer in Utah and across the country. Come and play a new course every week. It's for golfers of all skill levels. You get to play against people that are in your same skill bracket. It's all flighted. A new course every week, showing off Utah County and all the other great counties with golf courses around Utah. And then with the chance to go on to regionals in Vegas and then nationals at Pebble Beach. And even though the season started already, we have 3 separate 8-week seasons throughout the year, and you still have time. You can still join in. Even if you don't want to play this first one, you can play the last 2 or even the last one. But everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome.
Right, so you go through cycles, and it is real golf. It's not a simulator. You're playing courses. The premise is you sign up, revgolf.com, and then you see which course they're playing that particular week. You have a week from Sunday to Sunday to play the 18 holes, and you get back online, you report your scores, and then you compete, and then you have an opportunity to move on to regionals and maybe even Pebble Beach.
Absolutely.
I don't know if this is possible, but maybe you can get Jim Nance to announce that.
Hey, let's do it. Or at least someone who sounds like him. You know, that works
Hello,
too.
friends.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, I mean, we're right here. It's that time of year. The Masters is next week. I'm excited. I mean, we talked a little bit about Utah's golf and how underrated it is, but the golfers themselves are extremely talented and a lot of fun. And I know that we're going to have a successful year, and we'd love for everybody to be a part of it.
Yeah, revgolf.com is where you go to sign up. And for our listeners, you've got a special opportunity to save some money, too. Tell us about it, Chunky.
Yep. So when you get to checkout on the webpage, you put in Rev 1280, and that'll get you a big discount, an opportunity so you can join the league and save a little money at the same time and then have a chance to compete for weekly prizes, weekly giveaways, and the chance to compete for regionals and nationals.
A golf league that travels. You are in the same golf league week to week, but the courses differ from week to week. You got Sunday to Sunday to play it, and you go to revgolf.com, put in the code. What's the code again?
The code is Rev1280.
Rev1280.
Yep, and it's golfrevtour.com.
Golf Rev Tour. Say it again.
golfrevtour.com. with the code Rev1280.
All right, Chunky. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming in and explaining what you got going. Take advantage of it. Have some fun on the course as the weather changes this season.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. That's Chunky. Check it out. Coming up next, we got Jake and Ben. They will join us. Stay with us right here on 97.5. What is it? 97.5? The KSL Sports Zone. I was going to throw in 1280 in there. I don't know why I did that. Say that one more time.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. There you heard it from the man. That's Jake Scott. Ben will be joining him next right here. Well, you know the station. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to go to break now.
Every day, the world gets a little weirder and a lot more awesome. Cool Stuff Daily takes a look at everything from mining in space to the latest in the fight against cancer to how AI is, well, basically changing everything. It's all the cool stuff you didn't know you needed to know. Join us for Cool Stuff Daily as we take a quick look at science, tech, and the wait, what stories that make you sound way smarter at dinner. Subscribe to Cool Stuff Daily now because the future's happening fast and it's way too fun to miss.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did she have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.